Hello family, this is going to be a quick one. July 16th, 17th is the Feast of New Wine. And I'll go through this very quickly. So, if you have Passover, you have everything. And now that we have that date, then I was thinking, when was the Pentecost this year then? Really? So in my video on May 27th, I stated that the 21st of May was the Pentecost Sunday according to the Essene way of counting the Omer. And the Essenes used the 364 solar calendar just like Enoch in the book of Enoch. But now that we know that Jesus was crucified 19th of March 33 AD on a Wednesday, and I have a lot on this in my previous video, we know our Sundays are actually Thursdays. Along these 2000 years, the weekdays got corrupted, and now we have to go back 4 days to get to the real date. So, that means if you go back 4 days from the 31st of May, our Sunday, the real Sunday was Wednesday, the 27th of May. And that was also the 15th of Sivan. That was the Pentecost. And that was, if you watched my previous video, exactly 2000 years calculated with the 364 from this date of crucifixion. And that's precisely 2000 years. So then we could say that now we have exposed the weekday corruption, and the 2000 years was fulfilled to the day on Pentecost, even though we didn't know it at the time. And perhaps we're already in the last week of Daniel now since then. And now there is a very good reason why we are. And I'll come back to that next. So, if you have Passover, you have everything. So then I was thinking, this Feast of New Wine, is it important? Well, the miracle Jesus did in John 2, his first miracle, Jesus' first miracle was turning the water into wine. And in Luke22, in the Last Supper, Jesus is speaking, and he said unto them, with desire I have desired to eat this Passover with you before I suffer. For I say unto you, I will not any more eat thereof until it be fulfilled in the kingdom of God. And he took the cup, that's a wine cup, and gave thanks and said, take this and divide it among yourselves, for I say unto you, I will not drink of the fruit of the wine until the kingdom of God shall come. Was that an allusion to the Feast of New Wine? Was he already then, day before Passover, in the Last Supper, which is kind of part of the Passover totality, saying that in the end time we will have to wait until the Pentecost for the Feast of New Wine before the kingdom of God shall come. On the cross, this is Jesus. I am poured out like water, and all my bones are out of joint. When the spear went to the side of Jesus, water and blood poured out. Water was turned in a sense to wine through that blood that was mixed to it after that spear to his side on the cross. Wow. So, Feast of New Wine definitely seems important. So when is it? The Essenes celebrated the Feast of New Wine. Their calendar matched perfectly from beyond exactly 2000 years. So this is the 364, the Enoch calendar, sun only. And, that also makes sense because all the moon things are completely mixed up. We should start the months at full moon, and then the feasts are on new moon. And I went through this in my previous video because it was a solar eclipse at 12 o'clock until 3 o'clock when Jesus was on the cross. Because in the Gospel of Luke it says so. The sun was not shining. So all these lunar eclipse things, it's how God works. There's no respect for this 2000 years for any of the feasts because they're all done incorrectly. But now, exactly after 2000 years, perhaps there is now something really happening. And on the 31st of May, 3 days after the Pentecost, we saw all this convergence with everything, everywhere. And now, well, let's continue. So the Essenes celebrated Feast of New Wine exactly 50 days after Pentecost on the 3rd of Av. And this is from the 1st of Av until the 9th of Av. It's a period of mourning, commemorating the destruction of the holy temples in Jerusalem. I will turn your feasts into mourning. If you calculate the exactly 2000 years from the exact date of crucifixion using the 365.25, the modern corrupted way of calculating the days, that was the 1st of April, April Fool's Day. Turn your feasts into mourning. And now the Feast of New Wine will be exactly during the feast of this mourning period and the 3rd of Av. So when is it? So 27th was Pentecost. So then 50 days from there, it'll be 16th, 17th of July. We always have this Hebrew date from sunset to sunset, so it's always on 2 days. It was also 27th to the 28th of May, the Pentecost Sunday. And as the weekdays are off, this year the 16-17 will be, we need to take 4 days out. So it's going to be Monday is the 16th, really, and the 17th is really a Tuesday, the 3rd day. Will he come on the Feast of New Wine to drink the fruit of the wine, and the kingdom of God shall come? We will see, my friends. Thank you.